Oh yeah, boys! Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia. Oh wow, Jay, you're feeling it over there, huh?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ready
Mm.
to go, ready to go. Feeling good, feeling great.
You know what I'm feeling, Jason?
What's
This
that?
fresh, hot, delicious pizza.
I'm sure it's feeling hot on your tongue.
It's actually not hot at all.
Well, somebody lied on at least one count.
They did.
Are we ready?
Therefore, the fresh. Oh, here we go. One, two, three, four, five. J-Bo. 10, 9, 8,
Rhino.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. J-Bo. 10, 9, 8, the Rhino. Woo!
Friends, family, and fools, welcome back to episode. Kev, help me out. What episode are we on?
We are on episode
13.
13.
The J-Bo and the Rhino show.
You know, Jay, I wonder this. Do you think anyone watches our show live?
Ooh, interesting. Do they know it's available live? Maybe they just don't know.
Maybe we need to have a better marketing team.
Yeah.
Letting our listeners know when they can catch us live. Like, not post-production like they usually see. In the moment, live, J-Bo and Rhino.
Yeah, it's quite a different experience. There's a lot of touch-up that goes down in post.
Oh. You wouldn't believe the touch-up we do.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
I look like a complete slob right now, but they make me look amazing.
Yeah, you're going to be eating like a, I don't know, gourmet food over there, not some
It'll be escargot instead of fresh, hot delivered pizza.
Right.
That
Absolutely
wasn't even delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Well, Jason, can I update the listeners on my life?
Yeah, please.
Oh my gosh, listeners. So, Wake Forest homecoming weekend. Becoming a tradition of sorts for the J-Bo and the Rhino.
That's right.
And a few of our great friends of the show. Shout out to Source Dog, Gmo, A. Wills, holding it down. Once again, improvement every year in the tailgate.
Just notching it up a little bit, notching it up every year.
Every year. You know what our improvement is next year? Were you in on that conversation?
The tent or
tents, multiple tents, two of them to be exact.
Tents. All right, good.
Can't wait for it. All right, anyway.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
So, J-Bo and the Rhino heading down to Winston-Salem for the homecoming weekend. The night before, the Rhino goes to sleep with his phone on his bed. I must have had a nightmare this night. Maybe I was scared of the moose. I don't know what it was, Jay. But
he's not scary. No reason.
The phone was knocked off the bed, and I don't know, listeners, how well you can see this.
Oh, you've still got it.
I'm never giving this baby up. It's better than the phone I have now. It's not much to sell. Anyway, you can't really see it, listeners, but the phone is completely cracked. LCD
non-responsive.
Non-responsive to my fingers. My fingers of wonderfulness. Anyway, Rhino's been without a phone for 5 days, and yesterday I finally got a new phone. Listeners, you'll be happy to know that I now am a member of the iPhone Club. And I'm not happy about it at all. But I have a phone, so that's exciting.
I like that you can see my G-Chat on there. On the
yeah. I wanted to make sure the listeners know we communicate outside the podcast as well.
We do.
And last thing, listeners, for the 10 of you who might be listening to this, if we're friends and you have my number, maybe send me a text message and say, hey, my number, because guess what? You lost it, and I lost all my numbers, listeners. I don't have your numbers. Holler at your boy.
All your numbers? Oh man.
Oh, contacts are gone, my friend. So.
Can you not plug your plug that old phone into the computer?
I don't know how to do that.
Just with the cord that you charge it with?
Maybe.
You should try that.
That sounds really complicated, Jay.
It's really pretty easy.
All right, I might try it. We'll see what happens, listeners.
All right, we'll update you next week.
We'll update next week with the Rhino's technical prowess.
But send him a text anyways. He misses you.
I know. 4 days without hearing from you makes me sad.
So sad. So sad.
Many lonely nights in bed. All right, go on.
You want to talk about some football?
I guess we could.
You want to talk about something semi-related to football? I don't know if you heard this, but this is a trending topic on Twitter right now.
Ray Rice.
No, well,
Oh, damn.
related. What's that?
Oh, yeah? Who?
Our friend, sports writer and podcaster Bill Simmons is in the news.
Big friend of the show.
He, his weekly Guessing the Line podcast with Cousin Sal, just always one of the highlights of my week. And this week was especially memorable because he went on like a 5-minute profanity-laden rant about Roger Goodell, about how Roger Goodell was a liar, and well, his exact words were "effing liar."
Okay.
And he basically dared his bosses to suspend him for going on this rant, and they did.
Really?
Yeah. So he's been suspended for 3 weeks. So I don't think we'll be getting Guessing the Line pods from him in the near future.
Wow, that's interesting. That's like the raciest thing he's done in a hot second.
Yeah, I was listening to it and I was like, why did they not edit this out?
Yeah, like, come on, Bill.
You should go on YouTube and find just the rants worth listening to. It's funny.
Oh gosh, this is despicable. What? Fortunately, the listeners will be able to see that part cut out of me blowing my nose on air. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, definitely cut out.
Embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Round 2.
Round 2. Oh god.
All right.
Oh god. All right.
So, you can't help it. All right. Well, that's interesting. He really has kept it so corporate recently, and
yeah, true.
It's great to see him getting back to his roots a little bit.
Getting a little angry like that.
Yeah. The thing about it though is he has accomplished nothing. So.
By going on his rant?
Yeah, like all he did is lose 3 weeks of pay.
Yeah, well, these things rarely accomplish anything.
I know, but like he could be like a little more mature about it.
Yeah, well,
I mean, just saying.
I know, but then it wouldn't be entertaining.
He's giving the people what the people want.
That's what I'm saying.
Kind of like what we do on the J-Bo and the Rhino show.
That's what I'm saying. All right, speaking of giving the people what they want some winning NFL picks, Kev.
Oh, and did we give that to them last week, Jason?
No, we didn't. Well, we actually didn't because we didn't give them any picks, and they weren't winners either. So who's a double loser?
Is that two losses make a win? Does it work like that?
Something like that. I don't know. Does that work? Ugh. Well, yeah, we had a rough 2-4 week last week.
Oh man.
And just some ugly action out there. And this week we're down 3 games because of the bye weeks are beginning.
I know.
So that'll help us get through the pod quicker. We only got 13 games instead of 16.
We could shorten this significantly.
Yeah, that should save about 5 minutes. You want to start with tomorrow night's game? That's where I want to start.
I would love to start there.
Do you know who's playing tomorrow night, or do you want me to tell you?
Hey Jay, this is the one matchup of the week I did know actually.
All right, good.
Because I saw a few commercials for it.
The Giants are playing at the Washington professional football team.
The Washington professional football team. Not the Redskins.
Hey, that's offensive, Kevin. Don't say that.
Too funny. You gotta like. Well, what's your line? Are you at 3.5 or 2.5?
I'm at 3.5. The line I'm looking at real time now is at 5.
I love the Skins here.
Can I say that when I was doing this week, I actually played along on the Guessing the Line pod with Simmons since I brought that up. Mm-hmm. And when this game came up, you know what I guessed for the line?
5.
6.5. I said 6.5.
Well, Jay, that doesn't mean you're right.
Doesn't mean I'm right, but it means I think this line's too low, and I love the Skins.
Yeah, the Giants are not good. We know that, especially on the road. They're miserable, and
especially on the road on a Thursday. if we've learned anything about Thursday night games, it's you don't want to like the road team on a Thursday night unless they're significantly better. Like it's the Niners and the Jaguars or something.
Yeah. And we know the Skins can put up points and the Giants can't.
Now that they have a real quarterback.
Now that they finally have a real quarterback. I just hope they can get some sense of understanding that Kirk Cousins is clearly a better quarterback than Robert Griffin.
They have to be, right?
It's not even close anymore.
No.
It's just so clear. It's obvious.
I mean, they put up how many points did they score last week? They scored 35 points last week or something like that?
In the 30s. Granted, you're not playing against the best defense in the world. Also playing against the fast-paced off. Oh my, bless you, Jason. Mm-hmm. Thank God for post-production, huh?
Oh yeah.
And so they had more offensive possessions. So naturally, you're going to score more when you play the Eagles, but that doesn't matter. I mean, they're still a very good offense. If you score that many points in any NFL game, you're a good offense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Kev and our listeners might remember this. You remember last year when I was doing some Excel running of yards per play stats on teams?
Yes. How could I forget?
Well, I decided after last week's debacle, and since we're now 3 weeks in, that we start to have some somewhat more better-looking stats that I would pull the old model back together.
Oh, fantastic.
So Kev, through 3 weeks, which is, of course, going to be heavily influenced by your opponents, which is fine. But who do you think the best team in the league is on a yards per play basis? Not a surprise here at all.
On a yards per play basis?
Yeah.
It's not a surprise. I mean, there's several teams that could be.
They won the Super Bowl last year.
Is it the Seattle Seahawks?
It is the Seattle Seahawks. Good job, Kev.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, or should I just cut to the chase here? I'll cut to the chase.
It could have been the Bengals.
What's that?
It could have been the Bengals.
The Bengals are number 3.
Are the Broncos number 2 or Pats?
No. You're never gonna guess who number 2 is.
The Raiders.
No, not the Raiders. The Raiders are actually they're like 5th worst, I think.
Who is it?
The second best team?
Atlanta Falcons.
No. They're up there, but no.
Who?
A certain team with a certain quarterback named Geno Smith.
Geno Smith! That's what I was going to say! Let's go! That makes me happy. Oh, how does it feel to not actually be the second best team in the league, though?
We're second best in yards per play and 3rd worst in turnover differential, which, of course, is the only thing that matters in the NFL, is turnovers.
That is a big issue there.
Yeah. But where I was going with this is the Redskins are the 4th best team on a yards per play basis right now.
I love that.
The New York Giants are the 4th worst team on a yards per play basis right now.
Makes me feel better.
And basically, this line suggests that the Skins are only a half a point better than the Giants.
Which I disagree with completely, wholeheartedly.
So I think we can beat this one to the ground, but this game's got to be penned. Got to be penned in.
Love it.
I love it.
We're going to have a lot of pens on this game, Jay.
What's that? You think it's going to be a popular one?
I do.
Yeah, it might be. The site that I look at for bet percentages says it's only 60-40 to the Redskins right now.
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah, so I'll let you know who the other popular picks are when we get there.
Okay. So one thing I just want to say about this game, though. We are talking about a battle amongst NFC East teams, which tend to be close games regardless of the situation.
I hear you. It's a risk I'll take.
It's a big risk that we're willing to take.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
All right, penned. Done. We're 1 for 1, Jay. I think we just need to talk about 5 more games. Then we'll get
5 more games. Wrap them up. Do you want to pick a game here, or do you want me to?
I want you to do everything because my hands are a bit gross.
All right, I'm just going to go down the list right now.
You do that, I'll follow.
Another divisional game here. The Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears.
Hmm. Interesting. What's our line here? We're looking at
We're basically looking at pick'em here. The Packers are giving a half a point.
Wait. The Packers giving a half point in Chicago?
Yep.
Jason, I would pick the Chicago Bears here.
You would?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I would right now. Bears are. I actually kind of like the Packers even after last week somehow.
Oh my gosh! After I fought with you tooth and nail to pick that game, and then we picked it and they lost.
Right.
And now you like them?
I don't think the Bears are that good. The Bears are very high up on turnover margin right now, which, I mean, could continue, could not. Their yards per play is not very good. They're coming off 2 primetime games in a row. Niners and then at the Jets on Monday, so short week.
Yeah.
That's a lot of travel in there. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a great situation for them.
All right, you could be right here.
Plus the Packers down 1-2. Like,
yeah, needed up.
Season kind of 1-3 is a tough spot for sure.
Not a good place to be. The Bears do have, or excuse me, Jay Cutler has a propensity to play very well in primetime games and make his team look better than it actually is.
Yeah. And that's been 2 in a
row. So that's 2 in a row that we've seen. So that might be skewing my decision there. So I'm going to follow your lead here, Jay.
And let's honestly, I mean, we can talk about how good we think the Jets actually are, but the Jets played better than the Bears on Monday. They just did.
Yeah, I sent you a G-chat about to talk about the game. You never responded. I'm offended still. I want you to know that. I sent it. Yeah, you didn't respond. That's okay though. Don't worry about it. You're just not that great of a friend on occasion.
I don't remember seeing one.
That was one of those times. That's all right. I'm not offended, Jay. Don't worry about it. God.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, I watched some of that game. Not all. I was extremely tired and fell asleep during the third quarter.
Okay.
So, but from what I saw, it looked like the Jets were playing better and just making really, really stupid mistakes.
Yes.
Caused them to lose that game.
The Jets should have won that game 8 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Honestly. Which is, I mean, the Jets are feels like they're inches away from being 3-0 right now.
That's classic Jets football, by the way.
And did you see the sack of Cutler touchdown that wasn't?
Mm-mm.
Did you hear about it?
Mm-mm.
No. So big play where the Bears are at midfield. Where was this? Like middle of the third quarter or something. And David Harris comes in, sacks Cutler, ball comes out, easy pickup and run in for a 50-yard touchdown, just like no one near him. Easy touchdown.
I did see that. I did.
The ref said Cutler was down, so you can't give him the touchdown. The Jets challenged, or it was a turnover, so they challenged automatically. I don't remember which it was.
You kicked the field goal instead, right?
No, we went 3 and out and punted.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's just classic Jets right there. I mean, that's like a huge 10-point swing or something. Not 10, it's 7, I guess, but they should have at least had 3.
Right.
They could have picked up 5 yards. But no. No. And then Geno had 2 turnovers in the red zone. Oh my God.
He loves to do that, by the way.
That's
his favorite thing. I'm in the red zone. I'm going to throw it to anyone I want. I don't care if they're on my team or the other team.
And you called it, I don't think you said this on the pod, but Eric Decker is just going to be out for forever with his hamstring injury.
Yeah. Once you get one of those things, you can't play.
Why did he I don't understand why he played last night. Just sit down for a couple of weeks, please.
Right.
You're gonna be dealing with this all season now.
Yeah.
We can't go out there with Curley and David Nelson the rest of the year.
And hey, don't forget Greg Salas.
Oh God, he made a big play at the end of the game. I don't know if you saw that.
I clearly did not.
It was like a the Jets got the ball back, and Geno was trying to 2-minute us down the field. I think it was even like a 4th and 8 or something. Big, deep into Salas, and then he breaks it back outside again. All the way. Had like a nice 40-yard run. It's nice.
Love it.
Can we move right into that game, by the way, then, since we're talking about them? They're the next on my list anyways. They're hosting.
Jay, I'm going to need you to talk for a bit.
Uh-huh.
I need to go get some water.
Okay. Go get some water.
And I currently don't have any shorts on, so I don't want the listeners to see me in my... I don't want this to get leaked or something, you know?
All right. We get flagged on Google Hangouts.
Right. So I need you to talk and make a lot of noise so I don't...
so the camera keeps staying on me. But I can be able to see
Jason,
all right, good.
I can control that. Boom. They're only seeing you. I can talk whenever I want, but they only seeing you.
All right. I'm going to talk about the Jets some more. We were robbed. We were absolutely robbed, Kev. Geno's terrible. We're muffing punts. Turnovers in the red zone. Oh, like I just said, we're the second best team in yards per play. We can't beat either the Packers or the Bears. We're going to be like 1-7. It's terrible. We're so much better than this. Oh, listeners, if you had to see what I had to just see. Oh, listeners. Loyal listeners. I got to say, the Jets are, I'll have to repeat this to Kev when he gets back, the Jets are half-point underdogs to Detroit. I don't know why. Jets should be favored in this game. Doesn't mean I want to pick the Jets, but the Jets should be favored 110%. Even though Detroit looks nice. So we'll see. I don't know. The Jets only had some corners. Can you hear me now, Kev? Are you plugged in, or I don't know what your status is?
Well, thanks for going to that monologue about how much the Jets suck.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm going to take this camera off of you now so the listeners can see me again.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I really hope that function actually works, because that's pretty embarrassing if it doesn't.
Pretty disturbing otherwise.
Yeah, I was doing it for longer than you noticed, too.
Yeah, I know. Well, I figured. I didn't just tune in at the right time, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. All right. Well, so what's the line on that game again?
The Jets are getting a half point.
What? In New York?
Yeah.
Oh, let's take the Jets.
I like the Jets.
But you're nervous about your inability to cover Calvin Johnson.
Especially since we don't, once again, we don't have any corners. And oh my God, can I say one more thing about this Jets-Bears game?
Oh my gosh, get over it.
Did you see, I think it was the very first drive when they, just because I'm so sensitive about our corners and the fact that they suck.
Yeah.
But on the very first drive, Cutler throws like a 40-yard deep ball down to the goal line to Jeffrey down the sideline. To Alshon. And the corner, just playing perfect coverage, running back like this for the ball, head turned around. Jeffrey's got his arm over the corner's other arm, and they call pass interference on the Jets. Oh. I don't even know this guy's name. I don't know this guy's name, Kev. He's playing corner for the Jets. And I can't stand it. Can't stand these defensive pass interference and holding calls.
It's a tough league to play cornerback in right now. Very impossible.
Oh, it's impossible. And just to be fair, there was not a pass interference call, but a holding call on the Bears that was just, I mean, the guy had like two hands like gently touching the back of a tight end, and they called a defensive holding.
Hate to see that.
Yeah, that was much later in the game. But
speaking of terrible holding calls,
yeah.
Did you see the holding call that was called on the Oakland Raiders left guard on the play that should have tied the game?
No. They had a play that should have tied the game?
Yeah. They were down 7.
Right.
I don't know how much time was left, but it was in the fourth quarter late.
Uh-huh.
And they were on the 6-yard line.
Right?
What's that?
Didn't McFadden score running in and they called it back?
Ran in and they called it back on hold. And the guy just pancaked someone. It was not a hold in the slightest.
God.
And they called a hold. I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
I remember watching that. I was watching that when it happened, and I think I was so mad that they called it back. I didn't even watch what the penalty was.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So you like the Jets here, right?
I love the Jets here, except I get very, very nervous about your cornerback's inability to cover Calvin.
Yeah, but we did a halfway decent job against Brandon and Alshon.
That's true.
And we've been getting pressure on quarterbacks, which usually isn't a good thing for Stafford.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing for him. He has no idea what to do when he gets flustered.
Yeah, and Rex should be able to keep doing that. And been able to do it with actually do it with 4 recently, which is never been able to do in Rex's era.
Right.
We've always.
Yeah, and Mo Wilkerson's like healthy now and everything, right?
Is he? Yeah, he got hurt at the end of that game. I don't even know what was wrong with him. He looked pissed though.
That's not.
I assumed it was bad, but I haven't even checked.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I like the Jets. I think they're a good team. I really do.
I know we should be. We're so much better than 1 and 2 right now.
You are. I think you're probably the second best team in the AFC East.
Milner's definitely not going to play.
That's not going to help you.
I mean, we basically knew that, though. He's got 2 injuries now. It's week 3. He's already got 2 injuries, and he's missed a game. Or missed 2 games.
Dangerous sport, that football.
Yeah, I guess.
Well.
Yeah, Wilkerson just bruised his knee. He's fine. All right, let's put the Jets in there.
Love it.
Love it. All right.
Are we locking that?
Let's pencil it.
Let's dark pencil it.
All right.
Oh, bless you again, Jason. Listeners, get your flu shots.
Tampa Bay
is coming.
Pittsburgh
soon. Who? Tampa Bay.
Pittsburgh.
Battle of 2 teams that I know nothing about or care about.
Right. Is Mike Glennon going to start for the Bucs?
I think so.
If he is, then I like.
Currently, Josh McCown is getting 0 fantasy points in my league. He's projected to get 0, and Mike Glennon is projected to get some. So that should tell us something.
Yeah, it looks Yahoo's saying they're going to start him. Good chance Mike Glennon starts.
I think
3-2. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 7.5 as the line here.
Man, that's a lot for the Steelers.
I know the Steelers just apparently I didn't watch any of that Panthers game, but apparently the Panthers are pretty banged up, and I don't know. Just they don't seem like they should be giving 7.5 to anybody. Right?
Right. We did just have a conversation this past week, Jay, about how bad the Bucs actually are. And let's remember what happened last Thursday. Like, they were embarrassed. That never happens in the NFL Football League, the National Football League.
Right.
That only happens when you play the Patriots and you're not a good team.
It's also pretty rare that teams get embarrassed twice in a row. Like, teams usually respond to that unless you're Jacksonville.
Right. This team could be as bad as Jacksonville, though.
Like if that game didn't happen last week, this line's probably like 4.5. Like you're getting like 3 free points, right?
Maybe. The Bucs are not good. They're really bad.
No, they're definitely not good. But they got Mike Glennon now, at least.
I wonder what the line was on anyone saying.
But they got Mike Glennon now.
But at least they got Mike Glennon now. Think about if anyone said that when he was at NC State.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my gosh. At least they got Mike Glennon.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, that's too funny. I don't know, Jay. This past week I was on the whole train of the Bucs are going to be the team that I bet against every single game for the rest of the season. I'd like to see Glennon do it once.
We saw him do it last year.
I know, but that's last year. It's a completely different season, different team, different mindset for him. I'd like to see him do it one more time.
All right.
Maybe he comes in this year and overthinks it. He could be. Last year he was naive, young, impressionable, and he just did things. Now he's like, I don't know. He might think it too much. That's what I'm nervous that he's going to think about this game too much.
Okay. Let's just leave it alone then, huh?
Okay, good. Glad I talked you into that.
Another game I think we should leave alone is Carolina at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Baltimore laying 3.5.
Ooh.
I don't think either of these teams are particularly good, and I don't know. I don't have a good feel. You have any thoughts?
I could have gone for Baltimore if it was half a point, or if Carolina was favored. I think Baltimore is going to win the game. I just have no idea by how much.
Yeah, could be by like 1, right?
Could be like 1.
Baltimore plays.
Yeah, and the way Carolina plays. So
yeah,
I think it's a big stay away.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Cool. Good talk. That was fun.
Good talk. All right.
What's next?
You wanna go to London, Kev?
There's a game in London this week?
It's one of 3 this year in London.
This is the stupidest thing in the world.
Let him know.
Roger Goodell is such a fucking idiot. He's a liar. I dare the editors to suspend me. Yeah.
Perfect. Do you know who's playing in London?
I'm going to guess it is Tennessee, Indianapolis.
No.
It's got to be a 1 o'clock game, right?
Right.
Oh, don't tell me it's like, the 2 options are terrible.
Yeah, I know. They're so bad.
Oh, God.
They're so bad.
Wait, please tell me it's not Miami, Oakland.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
They sent Oakland to London?
Yep.
Oh!
The week after they played New England?
The horror!
They must have a bye week next week, right? Like, they have to.
They have to. I assume that Miami does, too. Like, you have to have a bye week after going to London.
Right.
That's ridiculous!
Yeah, they both have byes.
They had to have gone there.
They must have stayed
There's no way they went from New England back to Oakland to London. If they did, that is unbelievable, and we're betting all of our money on Miami.
Yeah, there's no way they went back, but even still, that means they're going to spend like 2 weeks in hotels, basically.
Yeah, I'm riding high here on Miami. What's your line? 3.5, 4.5?
Yeah, the Raiders are already in London, so they must not have went back, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're talking Wednesday here, Jack. They could have flown back Sunday night. Most teams do fly back on the night of the game, so had.
Oh no, they went straight there. They were there on Monday.
That makes the most sense. I mean, I would hope the NFL would okay something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
That makes me feel a little bit better about the Raiders right now, but still not very good.
Yeah, no, it's not good at all.
Give me a line here.
Oakland's technically the home team, but yeah, it's 4.5. Sorry, 4.5.
Interesting, Jason.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I feel like I thought I liked Miami before. I was just thinking of some things. It seems like, from what people are saying and the little bit I saw of the Raiders-Patriots game, that that Oakland can kind of rush the passer a little bit.
Yeah.
And,
they have Tuck now.
They have Tuck and the Khalil Mack.
Right. Nice player.
Who's apparently playing nice. And Miami, apparently, even though I haven't really watched any of them play, apparently they can't block for Tannehill for shit.
That's a minor issue.
So that doesn't let me here. But I don't know how Oakland. I feel like Oakland might have, not being able to finish off that Patriots game could be like a killer for them.
Right. That could hurt.
That they know they're not going anywhere this year.
Right.
And that would have been like such a statement win, and now they didn't have that, and now they're not going home. They're just flying to London, looking forward to their bye week.
Yeah.
Like,
this could be
I don't know.
a total blowout.
Where Miami, at least, like, they probably still think they can make the playoffs.
Oh,
I would think.
they're 100% in that mindset for sure.
Which is why I like them. But if they can't protect Tannehill, like 4.5 seems like a ton.
A lot, too much.
I don't. What do you think?
My head is in the same place as yours, Jason. I'm not sure that Oakland's going to give up completely.
No, I'm not saying give up. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, be dejected though.
Right.
They are. The thing that leads me to believe that is they're a group of like misfits. So I don't think there's like much team unity going on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which certainly would play into not bouncing back very well from something like this.
Right.
They do have some young players, like Derek Carr, for instance, the quarterback, who's an essential part of any football team, of course, is a young player, and I think if he's like a Sean Hill or something, he goes in the next game and gets murdered, I think as a rookie, he might care a little bit more about this game than some of his teammates might.
Sure. I hear you.
So I think the Raiders play a little bit better than we think they will, and I stay away. But
the Dolphins do have. Looks like the Dolphins are actually the second best rushing team in the league right now on a yards per rush basis.
That's not bad.
Oakland, a subpar run defense, could be a problem.
They might not even have to protect Brian Tannehill.
Yeah, I mean, if they can just come out and run it down their throats, that'd be nice.
Interesting. Well,
pencil?
I guess I can pencil.
We'll pencil it.
Even though I just went on a little monologue about how I wouldn't pick this game.
Just because of the London factor?
No. About how I'm not sure Oakland's going to play as poorly as we think they are.
Yeah.
Because of London.
Right, but the thing we got with Oakland is even their A game is still not particularly good.
That's true. Well, I mean, their A game looked pretty good against New England.
I think New England's overrated. I think that's what we're looking at here. We can get to that in a bit, but
you might be right.
Speaking of a team that can't block,
would that make the Jets the best team in the AFC East?
I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy, Kev.
It's not crazy.
All right, let's
talk about rocket science.
Let's talk about this next game that I like a lot. Speaking of a team that I think is overrated.
Houston?
Oh, nope. Next one.
That's the next game.
Well, the last 1 o'clock game.
Sorry, go on.
The Colts and the Titans.
You think the Colts are favored way too much in this game?
Way too much, Kev. Way too much.
I have 7.5. What do you have?
7.5.
It's really loud when you talk like this.
Sorry. Didn't even realize I was doing it.
Okay, cool. Let's not do it again anymore, okay?
Okay.
You would love to take the Titans here. This is classic J-Bo picking.
Uh-huh.
Good. Oh, I'm here.
Okay. What did you say? I missed. You cut out for a second.
I asked you what makes you think the Colts are not as good as advertised.
Just watching them play mainly.
Did you watch any of them? Have you watched any of their games besides the Monday Night Football game against the Eagles?
They played the Broncos, right? Week 1.
They did.
Yeah, we'll watch that game too.
Okay.
And I'm
They
looking at
obviously
their...
made a huge impression on you.
What's that?
If you had to ask if they played the Broncos. But sorry, go on.
Even after their beatdown of the Jags last week, they're still a negative yards per play team. They're allowing more yards per play than they're averaging.
Okay. That's because they don't run the ball very well.
That's a problem. I see that as a problem.
I see that as a very big problem. I also see the Titans as a very bad NFL football team.
The Titans' numbers are surprisingly good.
The Titans' numbers are surprisingly deceptive because they suck.
I'm not sure they suck.
I guess they've had kind of a tough schedule.
They beat the Chiefs, which the Titans are the anomaly of the league to me because I'm pretty sure the Bengals are very good. So I'm fine with them losing big to the Bengals, especially when they had a bunch of turnovers. Right? Then they lose to Dallas at home, and Dallas, I'm pretty sure, is not good. And then they beat the Chiefs convincingly in Kansas City, which, I don't know. I'm really not sure what to make of the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs are the same as last year, except they're not getting turnovers.
They're not getting turnovers, and they don't have a cakewalk of a schedule for the first half of the season.
Right. So, I don't think the Titans are bad here. I think they're just like an average team, and an average team that'll. And I think the Colts are an average team, to be honest. They're an average team with a much better quarterback.
Yeah, you're right.
But
that goes a long way at times.
But this is the division game. I don't know how these teams did last year against each other. I probably should check that. But, Andrew Luck, it seems like every game Andrew Luck plays is a one-score game unless he's playing the Jaguars.
Right.
Right? Have they beaten anybody by 2 scores in the last 2 years? It's not the Jaguars. Would they beat by 35 every time? Which, for some reason, I didn't want to take.
I cannot tell you that. I don't know. You're probably right. I mean, 7.5's a bit much. I don't really feel like picking them on this. I don't think they're as overrated as you think they are, but I don't think they're 7.5 points better than Titans.
They're definitely not 7.5 points better than Titans. I'm positive of that. It doesn't mean they won't cover the spread, but I feel strong that this line is wrong.
Does that mean you want to pick the Titans?
Yes.
This is where we differ.
Why?
I just don't know. I feel like they easily could beat the Titans by 10. I think that's more likely than the Titans covering.
I mean,
by 51 to 49%.
I disagree.
What about the Titans? What are the Titans going to do offensively against the Colts? The Colts D is not bad.
What's that?
Colts D is not bad.
It's not particularly good either.
What can the Titans offense do though, Jay? They are awful. Well, they are not good. Right?
They can obviously do something.
I don't know, Jason. This game really isn't for Kev. I hate picking against the Colts. I'm too biased for this conversation.
Where's the other Titans game last year?
No.
The Colts beat the Titans by 3 and 8 last year.
There you go. They beat them by 8.
If they beat them by 8, I'll be happy to admit I was wrong. I'm fine with that.
Ay. I mean, you could be 100% right on this, Jay. You very well could be, but I don't. Okay, I really honestly don't know enough about the Titans as a football team to say that the Colts are 100% going to beat them by 7.5 points or more.
The Colts only won one game last year by more than 6 points. That wasn't against the Jaguars.
And that was against the Titans.
What's that?
And that was against the Titans.
Oh, I didn't count that one. That was 8. Damn it. One other game.
Okay.
2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't win big. You're right.
They're always behind. They're always behind.
The thing that happens. You're right. All right, so fine. Take the Titans, Jay. Take them. I have a hard time talking rationally about my football team.
Yes, I know. Well, hopefully they'll win by 7. All right, next game.
What's the next game, Jay? Buffalo, Houston.
Buffalo, Houston. Got big thoughts on this, Kev?
Don't.
Me neither.
Next.
I put notes next to some of these games.
Did you? Wow, you
My
prepared for this podcast. You did.
My notes on this one just say why ? Broadcast. Why do I need to talk about it? Why do I care? Both of these teams are 2-1 though.
Yeah,
One of these teams is going to be 3-1.
And still not make the playoffs. So.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh.
I think the Bills are going to win this game, but I just have no intentions of watching.
No, yeah, I'm not. Don't have intentions of picking EJ Manuel on the road.
No. Let's
okay.
move on quickly. That's way too much time in that game.
Yep. Jacksonville and San Diego, our biggest spread of the week because the Jaguars are involved.
What we got?
We got 13.5.
Let's pick the Jags.
Really? Big dogs. I feel like. What's that?
I lost you.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, all right. Well, I need you to upgrade your internet over there.
My bad. We got Blake Bortles making his first start here, I think, right?
Right, which is why I love Jacksonville.
Wow, you're going love. I like Jacksonville. I wasn't gonna go love, but I'm always happy to take a double-digit dog.
13.5. If it was 14.5, I'd say 100% yes.
Yeah. 13.5's nice though.
13.5 is solid, huh?
Yeah.
Remember that
San
stat
Diego
you were
coming
telling
back
me
from the
about?
East Coast.
That stat you were telling me about. Call it. You know that one, right?
Right.
A team that was a double-digit dog in like 2 weeks and didn't cover, always covered the next week or something like that.
It was a team that had lost by whatever, like 14 or more the first 2 weeks.
Oh, right.
And there was
always
an underdog.
covered the next.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work this time.
Yeah, but what's that stat if they lose 3 times by double-digit points?
Oof, it's got to be off the charts.
You gotta imagine it's 100%.
Right?
Well, wait, it can't be.
No, I don't even know if that exists. Don't know if it's ever happened before.
Well, if every single time they lose by 2, I'm so bad at talking about this. If they lose 2 games by 10 or more, and then always cover the next game, most likely they would not have lost that game by 10 or more.
Right.
So there probably are like 0 instances of this happening.
Right. I just had a recollection of these 2 teams playing last year. If you recall, I think we picked the Chargers last year. That's right, they played, and the Chargers won 24-6 in Jacksonville. If that anyone cares. I don't think it means anything, but
couldn't tell you. I would like to pick the Jaguars here.
All right, I have no problem with that.
There was a lot of energy when Blake Bortles came onto that field. Not that he did anything, but there now a little bit. So,
right.
I think San Diego's coming off 2 really big wins. Even though Buffalo's not very good, that was a big game for them. 2 emotional, big wins. Talk about a letdown game. Boom. Lock it in.
Unless we got any, I like some of these later games, but unless we got any, I'm happy with this.
All right. Pencil at least.
Pencil. Yeah. Good pencil. All right. Atlanta and Minnesota. Am I talking into Atlanta, Minnesota?
I can talk myself into this.
Yeah.
How do you not love Minnesota here? Huh?
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad you're on the same page.
How do you not love Minnesota?
The Teddy Bridgewater show
is giving them points. Oh my gosh! What do you have? 2.5?
Yeah.
Oh, can we love the Vikings anymore?
And the Teddy Bridgewater show?
The Teddy Bridgewater show? Oh, Jason, lock this one in.
The things that Teddy and Cordero are going to do together
are going to be amazing. And it's not even Cordero. It is Cordero. Is that right?
It is Cordero. Got it right that time.
It's not Corderell. That's what I always
Corderell.
Why can't he just have a normal name? Oh, he's so good.
Atlanta's just such a perfect team for Teddy to make his first start against, too.
Yeah, terrible. And they're going to be riding high off that last win, thinking they're a little bit better than they actually are. And
yeah, way too high.
Yeah.
This line does not make sense.
And this line does not make any sense at all.
No.
Let's say that they're 6-point favorites over the freaking Vikes. That's ridiculous. No way.
No.
Vikes come in, win this game.
Easy.
Done. Easy.
Lock it up.
I don't even know why we talked about it.
I don't know either. All right.
There was less to talk about in that game than there was in the Buffalo-Houston game.
Well, there was a little more because we had to talk about Teddy.
That's true. And Cordero.
Can I just mention that we're taking back-to-back rookie quarterbacks?
They're finally being allowed to play, Jay.
Yeah, that's true.
Finally allowed to play. You gotta pick them.
Next week, Johnny's playing.
Are you serious?
No, just made that up. But
oh.
All right. The Birds of Philly going to San Fran. San Fran 1-2. It's a slow start. The 49ers, I heard this stat, have been outscored something like 42-0 in the fourth quarter of their games.
Yeah, so they're not good.
Right.
I've learned that. I would love to pick the Eagles here.
I agree.
How are the Niners 5.5-point favorites? This line is way off.
I don't understand. This was another one where when I guessed it, I think I said 2.5.
They are a much better home team than they are away team. Much better.
Sure.
Although they didn't really prove that in their new home.
But yeah, this is a new home.
I think this New Hope Stadium has ruined their home field advantage.
It definitely might have. It's happened to a lot of teams.
There was something that fit with the Niners and Candlestick.
Oh, Kev, damn! I need to jump back for a second. Can I?
Oh my gosh! I was just about to get real serious.
Kev, the percentage of people betting on the Falcons versus the Vikings.
Oh yes, please tell me it's 90 on the Falcons.
87% Falcons.
We have locked that game in and won.
What are they doing? What are people doing?
Idiots.
God.
Oh, I love it. Well,
right.
I'm very happy that you said that.
Go back to the Niners. Also, the other big picked game, 81% of people, this is the second most picked game, are picking the Lions over the Genos.
Oh, that's disheartening. That is disheartening.
Yeah.
Well, what has the world come to?
I don't know.
If you don't have faith in Geno Smith, then what do you have to live for?
What can you have faith in at that point?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Certainly not God. Anyway, that might have been a bit too far.
All right.
Yeah, the Niners aren't good. The Eagles are they're a really good football team. I don't get where this line is coming from.
Yeah, I think
like they're clearly a better football team than the Niners. Like that's not a question.
Yeah, I feel like they should be favored over the Niners on our neutral fields, right?
I would imagine.
I don't understand this line.
I'm so confused. Like I have no idea where this line came from.
I think whoever's making these lines or public perception or whatever must perceive that Eagles-Redskin game was close last week because both teams stink. And I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, maybe. But the Eagles have beaten the Colts.
Right.
In Indianapolis.
Right.
Which is not an easy thing to do on a Monday night game.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, they played the Jaguars the first game, but they killed them.
Took care of business.
They were down at first, but then murdered them in the second half. I mean,
right.
They're a good football team. I'm so confused.
This will be interesting, too, because the Niners have been getting killed or been in the news for getting off to good starts and then fading, and the Eagles have been in the news for getting off to terrible starts and then coming back.
Right.
Wonder if that'll hold true.
That could be exactly what happens.
Yeah.
I think it does happen because the Niners have to come out hot in this game after just losing to the Cards.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, it's a big game for them, obviously.
Yeah. But can we get back to this? Yeah, that is part of why I don't love it. The other part of why I don't love it is I don't understand where the line came from, and that makes me nervous. Like, am I missing something? Are we not considering something here?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're still picking the Eagles. We're definitely picking these. So this stadium, I think it completely changed 49ers football. Like, completely changed the culture of this team. Candlestick was a rotten, trashy, disgusting stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Still wasn't cheap to go to games, but it was like significantly cheaper than it is to go to games now. You also moved from an area that was close, actually in San Francisco, and was catered towards a more rowdy crowd, so to speak. You move them all the way down to Santa Clara in the South Bay, where we have a bunch of fair weather tech fans. You just lose a huge dynamic there, and this is a move that I think is we're gonna look back on it and be like, this completely changed the state of that organization.
Yeah, I mean, it happened for the Jets and Giants. They don't have home field advantage in the least.
Yeah, I think they've ruined what they had in that team, and I think it's gone now.
I think this could be a good way to segue into another brand new, very expensive stadium.
Ah, yes. The really big one with that big TV.
Yeah, Dallas. And the Saints.
Wait, hold on. Before we get here, do you think Jerry Jones just like posts up in the owner box at night and like puts Netflix on the big screen and just watches movies?
Yeah, probably. I bet he does.
Or has Madden tournaments. Like, like that's what I would do if I owned that. That'd be awesome. Anyway, let's go on.
Let's go on. Saints and Dallas.
Can we stay away from this?
Yeah, we can.
Good. I think we have a lot of good picks so far, and this one makes me. You never know with Bromo. They could easily win this game, I think.
Dallas is not good.
Dallas is not good. Drew Brees is always good. Night game status. He is on the road here. Not on the road. He's not good. But he's good on the road when he's in in a dome or
nice weather.
Nice weather, which is this. So
yes. Yeah.
He could cover, but you can't trust Dallas enough to cover this game.
Trust who?
Dallas.
Dallas, yeah. I just don't think. I mean, that they were so hideous against the Rams. So hideous.
Yeah. I don't see them stopping the Saints.
Yeah, and they lost another like linebacker and their cornerback or something, Claiborne, just like walked out of practice or something. Who's like their only good player on defense.
That's a really healthy sign for the organization.
Yeah. And this, like, the Saints, I still just think they're going to be a decent team down the road. It's hard to see them not winning this game. To me.
Yeah,
But
you gotta.
It just feels weird.
It feels
Yeah.
really weird. It's gonna be a weird game. I think it's gonna be like a game we watch and then completely forget like what happened.
Yeah. And I know this is definitely one that the whole league is going to be on the Saints, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to just brush this one aside, Jay.
All right. Monday night?
Monday night. New England, 3.5 at KC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that you would like to stay away here.
Yeah.
Or you'd like to pick KC.
That's right. I'm between pick KC and stay away. I think I'm leaning towards stay away.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you're right that the Patriots aren't as good as we think they are. I still think they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Don't think.
No, I do think they will.
No way.
Yeah.
No, I would take that bet right now.
Well, I won't bet on it.
Yeah,
I think there's way too many factors to ever bet on something that's happening in the NFL.
Of course.
Like, what kind of idiots would, spend an hour each week debating 6 games to pick?
Idiots. Just total idiots.
For money.
It is funny, though.
That's so dumb. But
it is, I do find KC funny, though, that, they led the league in turnovers last year, and then so far this year, they're the only team in the league that has not forced a takeaway yet.
They haven't forced a takeaway
yet?
Yeah. Yikes. That's not good.
They're dead last in turnover differential.
Not good.
After being first last year by like a mile.
And you, sir, are right in that is a funny thing.
Turnovers are just everything in these games.
Turnovers. And turnovers. Points up turnovers.
Yeah. And that's why the Jets lose.
All right, so
I got a lot of picks down right now, I think.
Yeah, I think we can stay away from this one.
Yeah. So, all right, I didn't keep great track of this, so we're gonna have to figure this out again.
All right. Well, hold on. We have pens on Minnesota. Philly.
The Skins.
And I think that's it.
Well, I pretty much penned Tennessee.
Oh, gosh. I can't allow that.
Well, pen, pencil, they're getting picked.
All right. So we have four games that are basically penned in.
Mm-hmm.
So then we were looking at, you like Green Bay.
We've got, basically.
We can stay away from that now.
Basically, Green Bay, the Jets, Miami, and Jacksonville.
Right.
4 for 2, right?
Well, yeah. If it's me picking here, Jay, I go. So Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And
Miami or the Jets? Miami or the Jets? What do you say?
I would go with the Genos.
81% of the people like Detroit.
And we're the 19%.
It's a tough spot. Tough spot, Kev.
Where's your head at, Jason?
I don't know. I can't decide. I want to go with the Jets because I just don't want to deal with that funny London game. It seems so weird.
Right. That's such a hard game to bet on. There's way too many factors that we can't control. Not that we can control anything.
Control any factors.
But there's way too many things that we can't predict.
But it would at least be picking against a terrible team.
We would. But like, what if someone has bad bangers and mash the night before?
Yeah, well, don't eat the fish and chips, man.
And what are you going to eat? We've eliminated 2 options.
We'll have to import something.
There's not that much else there.
Yeah, let's go with the Genos for now, at least.
Good. All right, listeners. So your picks for this week. We got, starting off tomorrow night, the Skins giving 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
The G-Men. Moving on to Sunday at 1 p.m. The Tennessee Titans getting 7.5 at Indy.
Mm-hmm.
Lock that one in for the Titans. Then, also at 1 p.m., the Jets getting 1.5 at home against Detroit. Oh, you said getting half, right?
Half, yeah.
In a pick'em.
Mm-hmm.
All they got to do is win. Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Or tie.
Tie would be good.
Tie would work. Then, also, we've moved on to the 4 o'clock games, the sole 4 o'clock game on CBS. Wow, can we talk about how bad the ratings are going to be for that game, by the way?
Oh.
That might be those are 2 pathetic markets.
Ugh. Ugh.
That might be one of the worst rated games in the history of the NFL. And we're picking it because Jacksonville is going to cover, getting 13.5 at San Diego. Then you move on to the 4:25 games. America's Game of the Week. Philadelphia at the Niners. Niners are giving the Eagles somehow, some way, 5.5 points, and we are lovingly picking the Eagles. Not the 76ers, Jay. The Eagles.
Right.
And last but certainly not least, Jason, you gotta love, at home, the Vikings getting 2.5 against the much overrated, highly overrated Atlanta Falcons.
87% of the vote, Kev, coming in on the Falcons.
That's ridiculous. I thought it was going to be the other way around.
Really? No, I knew. I mean, how can you think 87% of people were going to pick against a team that went 156-14 last week? People are so short-sighted.
People are very stupid. You're right. I forgot about that part.
People are idiots.
They're a bunch of idiots. I can't take it anymore.
Mm-hmm. We let them off the hook.
Let them off the hook. So, I feel good about these. I feel much better this week than we did last week.
Yeah, I feel better too. I feel better. I feel like I put some time in, figure some stuff out.
I think it really helps the pod and not do this while driving.
Yeah.
We can really dedicate our minds to the game.
That's right, and get us back on track.
Yeah, definitely. Ah, yeah. You know what that sound means, listeners?
Oh, you sure do.
It's shout-out time, boys and girls.
Absolutely.
Any shout-outs this week, J-Bo?
Shout-out. Yeah, I want to shout out to... I want to shout out to the U.S. Ryder Cup team.
Ah, hey. Nice.
Shout out to Ricky Fowler and his haircut. And let's bring home a nice double-digit underdog victory here. 2-1 underdogs.
Are they really?
Yeah, 2-1.
That's not good.
It's real bad.
I wonder if any of them are listeners.
Maybe. I bet you
J-Bo.
Jordan Spieth listens.
You got to imagine. All right. Let's see. Any shout outs for the Rhino today?
Gotta have some shout outs.
Yeah, I'd like to give one to the Moose because
Okay.
the Moose was impressive when I was there. He was impressive.
Impressed?
I mean, he tried to bite me once, but that's it. That's fine.
That's good.
I can live with that. So I'd love to give one to the Moose. And I'd also like to give one to Eric, my boss, for
That's a
letting me
good
use
one.
his phone. Because that's a pretty big game changer. And also, a sub shout out to that is to Keaton Scott for volunteering to send his phone out to me. But
Wow.
if I could just take one that was here instead, I might as well take that. So
Yeah. Big ups.
thank you to all. Big ups to all. And listeners, as always, a big shout out to you for listening. You take care of yourself, listeners. We'll see you next time.
Bye now.